I'm Srinivasa Ramanujan. From a small town in India, I reached for the infinite, through numbers, through faith, through the unseen beauty of mathematics. In this film, you will witness my journey, beyond reason.
In the small town of Erode, Tamil Nadu, on December 22, 1887, a boy was born. His name? Srinivasa Ramanujan. No one knew that this silent child would one day touch the heart of infinity through numbers. The house smelled of incense. His mother sang in the temple. His father kept the books at a textile shop. But young Ramanujan's eyes weren't drawn to fabrics. They were drawn to patterns, to numbers. At 11, he discussed algebra with college students visiting his home, and quickly surpassed them all. Then, on a dusty shelf, he found a book, Carr's Synopsis of Elementary Results. Within a month, he devoured it. He wasn't reading pages. He was reading the universe. But school, it measured papers, not minds. He failed most subjects, but in mathematics, he blazed like a star. He lost his scholarship, but not his faith. Late at night, by candlelight, he bent over his notebook. Only the sound of pen against paper, and a whisper. A formula which expresses no thought of God means nothing to me. A star was born, and it was learning the language of infinity.
Ramanujan grew into a lonely young man, a mind lost within a system. He entered college, but lectures suffocated him. He cared for nothing except numbers, series, patterns, endless sequences. He lost his scholarship again, but this time it was not defeat, it was freedom. He worked alone, nights by the lamp, days buried in the library, filling notebooks like prayers. He began to hear rhythm in numbers, a heartbeat of the universe itself. Then someone finally noticed. V. Ramaswamy Iyer, the founder of the Indian Mathematical Society. He saw Ramanujan's notebooks and whispered in awe. These formulas, they feel divinely inspired. For Ramanujan, it was a sign. He was no longer alone. The numbers were speaking back. "1913, a letter leaves India from Madras to Cambridge. The addressee, Professor G.H. Hardy. Inside, equations unlike anything the world had ever seen. Hardy looked twice. Is this a prank? But as he calculated, silence fell. It's correct. Impossible, but correct. Soon came the reply. Mr. Ramanujan, I invite you to Cambridge. A ship departed from Bombay. On deck, a thin young man holding his notebooks tight, staring into the horizon. The scent of salt, the taste of destiny. He arrived in England, swallowed by fog. Cambridge's stone corridors echoed under his bare feet, amid gentlemen in suits and one barefoot genius. Hardy met him and later said, "The only mathematicians I can compare him with are Euler and Jacobi." Infinity had crossed an ocean. Cambridge, 1914 to 1919. 5 years that felt like a lifetime. He worked with Hardy, but remained deeply alone. Cold air, strange food, a world at war. His body weakened, but his mind burned brighter. Midnights found him awake, whispering equations. Sometimes smiling, sometimes crying. Is this formula a thought of God? He wondered. One night, he walked toward the railway tracks, exhausted. But a distant light stopped him. He turned back, opened his notebook, and wrote again. Empathy. To understand genius not through logic, but through feeling. Through the music of a lonely soul that turned isolation into eternity. Ramanujan's pen now commanded an entire universe. Infinite series, modular forms, partition functions. Mathematics became poetry in his hands. Hardy said, "The only one I can compare him to is Euler." But Ramanujan didn't seek comparison. He spoke with numbers, and they answered. One day, Hardy visited him in the hospital. "My taxi had the number 1729, a dull number," he said. Ramanujan smiled. "No, it's very interesting. It's the smallest number expressible as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. A simple number, but in that moment, the world realized nothing is ordinary. Every number is a story. Every equation, a prayer. To dance with infinity, that was his gift." (1920). Ramanujan was frail, but still writing, still whispering to numbers. His illness grew worse. Some said tuberculosis. Others, divine exhaustion. April 26, 1920. At only 32 years old, he closed his eyes at home in Kumbakonam. His notebooks remained, hundreds of formulas, many still unsolved. Decades later, in 1976, the lost notebook was found. Mathematics entered a new era. Even today, computers follow his patterns, a short life that reached infinity.
This was not just the story of a man, it was the story of how the human mind touches infinity. Ramanujan showed us, knowledge alone is never enough. Without faith, intuition, and surrender, no formula can reach the divine. Even today, his notebooks spark new discoveries. Quantum math, algorithms, computers, all follow the ink of a man who dreamed in numbers. Time may be limited, but impact is infinite. Inside every human being, there lies an infinity, waiting for faith to awaken it. And sometimes, to reach that infinity, all we need is a notebook and belief.